The city of Aurora is going to officially swear in a new interim police chief today. This comes after the former chief was fired and the city failed to, in the search of finding a new one, to hire a new police chief. Darius Johnson live outside the Aurora Police Department with an update this morning. And Darius, what do we know about Art Acevedo?
Yeah, Art Acevedo will be sworn in to be the new interim police chief later on this evening, and that's as a new search begins for a permanent chief. Now, we know the current interim chief, Dan Oates, returned here back in May to assist the department, but now he will return back to Florida once his duties are officially done. For years, Acevedo has become known as a progressive and innovative leader within law enforcement. He's been vocal when it comes to police reform, and it showed when he marched with protesters following the death of George Floyd. Acevedo has previously served as chief in Austin, Houston, and most recently Miami. However, his stint there was short-lived. He was fired just after 6 months. Acevedo then filed a lawsuit claiming that was retaliation for his reform efforts. However, it is also worth noting Aurora's former chief Vanessa Wilson was also fired. She too says for her reform efforts. She also plans to sue the city as well. Now, the city of Aurora was already working with Acevedo on the department's consent decree. So after they failed to find a new chief, that's when Acevedo offered his services and decided to come here and assist them in an interim at that point in time. We know that he will only take over on an interim basis as the city begins this new search once again. However, there's no timeline on exactly when that search will begin and when they want to get in a new chief. There's also no word on whether Acevedo will be in the running to be a permanent chief of the department, Gary.
Well, I hope it goes better than last time they were looking for a permanent chief. That didn't go so well.
No, it didn't go well at all. So hopefully there could be some changes this time around. But hey, we'll only have to see.
Okay, we'll see how it works. All right, thanks, Darius.
Well, it has been a rough football season for the CU Buffs, but now Deion Sanders is stepping in as the new head coach. Ariel Arsuto spoke with CU Athletic Director Rick George about this big hire.
Prime time! And it's prime time.
You got to bring me back. The whole theme of the day is about confidence. When were you confident that this was going to get done?
Last night about 9:30. No, I've been confident for a while. I mean, we have a really good relationship. We trust each other.
That's how I live, and that's what I embody, and it's genuine.
Speaking of values, he really hit the nail on the head when he said that, you brought in the third consecutive black head coach here, and that's pretty unprecedented in FBS.
Never happened.
There you go. Pretty unprecedented.
Yep.
Why is that so important here at Colorado?
Well, look, we went out to hire the best coach, and the last 3 times we did it, and the last 3 times we hired a black coach. And, Coach Prime just has all of the things that we want to coach, high character, high integrity guy, a leader of men, all those things that are important to young men these days. And he had it all. And, he was the right hire for Colorado.
And the best coach that you hired has already created the biggest buzz we've ever seen around here. In fact, just talking to people around here, even alums, guys who were on the national championship team, are saying this is the most buzz they've seen since then. How can this one hire just change everything overnight?
Well, hopefully it'll galvanize the people that have supported the Buffs or who may have left when we were down times and people that were negative out there over the past several months. But it's time to bring everybody together, and let's figure out how together we can make this the prominent program that has historically been. And I think that's kind of what I'm focused on, and I know that's what he's focused on.
Hey, and Sanders actually had a chance to meet with the team for the first time yesterday as well. His son shared this video. Sanders told the Buffs that his players at Jackson State would go crazy to have the kind of facilities they do there in Boulder, and that he expected no hats, hoodies, or phones in their next team meeting, and really set the tone for this new era.
Smart, say that. Smart, tough, fast, disciplined, with character. One more time. Smart, tough, fast, disciplined, with character. That's the ones we're going to get. Is that you?
Yes, sir.
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 We're seeing him start to implement changes right away, and that's what experts are saying. They're saying get ready to see, some of these promises fulfilled pretty immediately.
Well,
It'll be
clearly
interesting.
They needed a revamp of everything.
Yeah.
So this is the start to it,
I know.
including his son being the quarterback.
And I think there's only one way to go is for the Buffs, and that's up.
Yeah.
You know, so I think he's going to win some games there, and I think he's going to take the program up. But how far, how fast? That's
Right.
that's the question.
It's a good question.